Welcome back. You're watching White Mountains Today on White Mountains TV, live from North Conway, and I am joined by none other than Laura Cummings of White Birch Books here in North Conway, New Hampshire. Right in the village.
Right in the village, right in the hub of all the action.
And this is one of my favorite segments because we get to talk about what is hot and what is popular in the world of books.
Right, and kind of the new fun things. I mean, we were just talking before we came on about Curious George.
Yeah, I was
surprised out there.
I was surprised to see that because that's not new and hot.
It is not new and hot, but...
It might be hot, but it's not new.
Curious George has been entertaining our kids for years and years and years, and in fact, 75 years. And this coming Saturday is Curiosity Day. So we're at the bookstore. We're going to have a story time and some games, and we're going to have some cookies and things like that. And we're going to ask people a lot of questions because we're curious too. I mean, anybody who reads is curious, but he's our favorite naughty monkey, right?
Our favorite naughty monkey. He is, and he's really naughty in this book. Because
yes,
we have this book at home, and the kids will read it,
right?
And they'll be like, "Dad, why is Curious George smoking?" Well, and it's a good lesson,
right?
Because kids' books, you don't find smoking monkeys anymore in kids' books.
You don't. Probably you won't ever again. So that's why we love Curious George. And of course, since then, he spun off into TV shows. Right. I think there's been movies and things like that. But
I haven't seen him smoke once in the TV show.
No. But it's a great, it's a good thing to be curious. It's a good thing to ask questions. So that's why we need George hanging around.
And curiosity leads to questions, which leads to answers like smoking is bad for your health. And that's why Curious George doesn't smoke anymore. He learns his lesson.
He learned. The pipe was a little harsh.
Right.
So that's why he's here. And some of the other things, this is probably the first TV announcement, is The Finest Hours.
Here, Hans, I will hold these up in one easy place.
As Hans runs back and forth.
You don't have to run back and forth. He's a one-man show this morning.
So The Finest Hours by Michael Togus and co-written with Casey Sherman. This is the book that we have picked for our One Book, One Valley community read. So we're 11 years into this community read idea. Both the authors are going to come. Michael Togus is going to come on October 27th, and Casey Sherman's going to be the week after. And basically all the libraries from Bartlett down to Ossipee over to Level are all stocking this book and doing book groups, and there'll be other programs. So now's your time to pick up a copy.
Have you read it?
I haven't read it yet. I have 2 months. But
it'll also be a major motion picture.
It's already out, and it's on, I think I just saw it, it's on Netflix and available on DVD. So it's about the big, huge. Let me take a peek at the back because I forget what year it was. 1952, the most brutal nor'easter in years, and an amazing true story ship rescue off the coast in the Atlantic. Kind of when men were men and did their best and saved lives.
It sounds epic. It sounds good.
It does. And I think it'll translate a lot around here with the rescue, how we have so many great rescue people and everything like that. So that's a big read. And then let's mark today. So today's September 10th. I am claiming my favorite book of the year.
Okay. A Gentleman in Moscow.
Gentleman in Moscow. It's set right at the beginning of the Bolshevik Revolution. Count Rostov, who is the gentleman in question, has been deemed to be he will never fit into the Bolshevik Revolution, but for some reason they don't just summarily shoot him like they've done with all the other aristocrats. They sentence him to life in a Moscow hotel. So he then spends the next, I forget how many, but at least 2 or 3 decades in this hotel. And what's fascinating about it, when I first heard the story, I thought, okay, he's stuck in a hotel for years and years. Where's the excitement? But to be honest, it's so fascinating because as he's in there, the world, it's an amazing viewpoint to see what happens in the rest of the world, especially in the Soviet world. And he is a fantastic character. It was my absolute favorite book that I've read so far this year. And it just came out. It just came out this week. And so I can't wait to get as many people as possible to read it.
Characters are what makes books so great. It sounds
Right.
kind of obvious, but when you have a well-developed character and you really get a sense of,
Right.
their
I mean,
personality
he really
and the way
is.
they speak.
Yes, he really is a gentleman in the kind of classic sense of it, and you don't see that. It's an old style type of thing, but I just loved him. And there's food and wine and of course crazy Bolsheviks and Soviets running around too. But it's really looking. But the thing is, he loves his country, so it's not a complaint about the country. But so I just love this book. But anyway, the other thing we were talking about were these guidebooks.
I love these.
And these,
It's about time.
Yes, these are brand new. I brought the 2 history and the math. There's also a science one and an English one. And what they are is they're study aids and notebooks for middle grade, which probably could go into high school as well. But they're colorful, the inside of lots of drawings, and it's helpful for parents too. I mean, my son's in 8th grade. I have been navigating the new math for many years. They teach it. It's the same math. They just teach it differently. And he'll come home and want help. And I'm like, I don't know what your terms mean. I don't know anything. This book would help. And things like that. So it's just, and it's great. And you were saying it's a wonderful refresher course for, I'm reading this book on right now on being a slave and everything, and I'm like, did all this really happen? Was this the time frame it happened? I don't know whether the author's playing with the time frame or not.
Yep.
And so I need one of these books to check it out.
Fact check everything. Well,
Yes.
that's one of the things that books do, is it gets you interested in a story, and so you want to find out more context about the time and the setting that the
Right.
book takes place.
Right, and go forward, because I'm just like, okay, I've heard about these things, but I didn't know it happened in this time frame. Is he, and that's what. So I'll definitely have to keep looking some things up. But if you want to pick up the
Yes,
tattoos, we were joking about these.
This is the first thing that I picked up when you came in and put these on. I said, these are great.
Yes. So they're literary tattoos, temporary tattoos, and the ones they have so far that we've got are like Walden and Jane Eyre.
Walden tattoos.
Yes.
So I don't know, you probably can't make this out on the screen, but it says, our truest life is where we are all
Yeah.
are in dreams awake or something. But it's a quote from Walden.
Right.
And so it's got all these different quotes from Walden with Walden-esque images on them.
Right. And so you can be totally cool. Your friends will be like, "Oh my God, they got a literary tattoo. They're so
Yes.
cool."
Jane Eyre.
But it's temporary.
Would always rather be happy than dignified. Sherlock Holmes tattoos.
Right.
I think this one was actually my favorite. Alice in Wonderland. Alice's Adventures in Wonderland. There's a little drink me bottle on there. Of course, that's how Alice shrunk down, right?
Awesome.
Yes.
Went down the rabbit hole.
Right. Or she
no.
had to shrink to go through a door or
Yeah.
something like that, or the room was getting smaller.
We're
or
all
something.
mad here. Yep.
Yes.
So temporary tattoos. I think every college freshman needs those, or every high
Right.
school senior.
I mean, why do it permanently? Just
No.
try it out.
Yes.
Try it. You can go through several different genres, literary genres. Try it out.
That's a good point. You should always
Yes.
do a rough draft before
Yes.
you do the final copy.
Don't do
If you're
it.
thinking of getting an Alice in Wonderland tattoo, try it out
Right.
first.
Right. So other than that, I mostly brought
Put some toys.
fun things. Yes, we just got a whole selection of things. One of the things that has been so big is the adult coloring, but there's also children's coloring. Of course, that's where coloring began with kids. So we have all these cool different kind of metallic colored pencils, watercolors, neat sketchbooks. And then this is one of the real imagination things, pretend play. It's showtime, so you can put on your own theater production. We also have, which apparently was a big seller, I was kind of surprised, but working in a restaurant. So you can, with your friends, kids,
Yep.
they can, can I take your order? And, take these eggs back. They were too runny, I mean, I don't know what. You need to leave a better tip. So you can do it all with these little kits.
Nice. I like this self-contained watercolors with a brush.
Right, in a little tin.
Loves to paint.
And we have all different kinds. The sketchbooks are geared towards we have a robot sketchbook, we have a mermaid sketchbook. I mean, they're all across the board.
Yep.
All genders will be happy.
Yeah. And if you're going to a child's birthday party too, this is a perfect gift. My daughter has received so many gifts in her short life.
Yeah.
And the ones that last are these. Like, she has this art kit, and that she uses that almost every day. So these are practical gifts that they will actually use, and it.
Right. And that's what we try to do when we buy. I mean, that's one thing I should say. When you come into our bookstore, everything that is there, we have chosen. And it's not like some vendor said, oh, here's our big stuff, we're shipping it to you, and now you have to find space to stock it.
Right.
We make the decisions of all the books we carry, all the gift items we have, because we think, number one, that they're good quality, and number two, that people up here will like them. And that's the difference that you get with a independent store versus, which we have so many wonderful ones right here in North Conway who are all doing the same thing, but because we're all different personalities, it's all slightly different and everything like that. So we have a lot of fun, which is why sitting over my shoulder.
Yeah, we forgot about the shark.
I know, Bruce the shark. I mean, you can rename him.
Name?
He comes with the name, but obviously it's like a shelter pet. You can rename it. My cat came named Tinkerbell, and that was not going to fly. So now she's named for David Ortiz. But anyway,
so what's her name? Poppy?
Well, it's actually Tizzy.
Okay. We
tried Teasy. It didn't sound right. So Tizzy, yes. Well, she's a girl too, so she couldn't be Big Poppy, but we tried. So Bruce the shark, and we've got Alex the alligator. And again, these are just these don't go with a particular book, but they could, like when you're celebrating Shark Week.
Yep.
You could have this guy, or doing your own Sharknado version.
Is there another Sharknado coming out?
I think there is.
There was I lost track after 2. Is there 3?
There's one with all these old housewives, meaning from the Real Housewives series. Okay. So they're really digging deep. They're going below B down to the C actors and everything. But
Sharknado, for those who don't know, that was like a made-for-TV B movie where a tornado somehow.
The sharks come flying through the air.
There's nothing more terrifying than a tornado, except a tornado with sharks in it.
Right. So these are just wonderfully made, solid, fun, and that you could match them with any book. I mean, there's certainly several kids' books that have sharks and several alligators, but we just love these guys. This is Alex the alligator. He seems happy even though he's got all those teeth.
And it's nice because, as you said, you personally select all your products. So if you're going in there, you can get a lot of advice from you because you know the products you have, you know why you got them and why they're fun, and you can really...
And I mean, of course, we miss things here and there, which is why we're happy to order.
Don't be modest.
It happens.
Don't be modest.
It happens. But we order anything. We order multiple times a week. The stuff comes right away, and what is it? The special orders don't upset us. We love that, and. Anyway, we just have a really fun. We had a great summer, which we really thank everybody who came, and so far the fall's great. It's a little quiet during Mud Bowl weekend.
Yeah, really.
We cede our sales to Mud Bowl because I think it's just so busy down there.
Yeah.
You can hear it.
It's basically in your backyard.
It's basically, you can hear it, and like when the crowd goes wild or something. It was a little subdued yesterday in the heat, but I expect it'll pick up today.
Do you want Mud Bowl people in your store? That's the other question.
Not ones who've actually been playing, but no, people drift by and everything. It just, it's just a quieter weekend, but it's also the first post Labor Day weekend and everything. So it's always a little transition time and things like that.
So it's a good time to shop today.
It is, and we got so many new books in. Like I mentioned, Gentlemen of Moscow, but we had basically books come out on a Tuesday, and we just had stacks and stacks and stacks to put out this week. They were kind of waiting for that first post-summer hit. So the store is full. It's just a lot of fun. I should mention, I didn't even have a copy to bring. The new Louise Penny, she's one of our store all-time favorites. Her new book is out. What else? Oh, we've got an event with this somebody who hiked the Appalachian Trail, but I haven't got his event books in yet, so we sold out of those. So I couldn't bring those either, but they will be there. And we do have he's coming in on Thursday. We got Curiosity Day. We've got the One Book, One Valley. We've always got stuff going on, so you can check out our website.
All right, there you go. What's that?
whitebirchbooks.com. And also on Facebook is where we post a lot of our videos. We post this video.
Nice.
And we post our recommendation videos, and we have a little fun on there.
Awesome.
We're kind of
Fun
frustrated
is
actors.
what you're all about. We're way over time, as we always are, talking to you.
Right.
But before we let you go, I have to, because I'm a Harry Potter
Oh,
fan
yes,
person.
yes.
The play is out. It's been out
Yes.
for about a month now, a little over
Right.
a month. How's that going? Has that been selling well?
It did. We sold through our initial order. We got some more in, and it's definitely slowed down. Have you read it?
I have read it.
Okay,
Yes.
and what is your, because I haven't gotten to it. I don't
You
know
haven't
how
read it yet?
I don't know how I've missed it, but I'm going to. But tell me what you think, because I hear different things.
Yeah, my review is it's worth the read.
Yeah.
But it's different.
Right.
I think set your expectations properly. It
Right.
is. I wouldn't classify it as a true, even though it is
Right.
supposedly a sequel.
Right.
And J.K. Rowling had a hand in the
Yes.
story, and she approved the story.
Right.
Doesn't really feel like her.
That's what I've
It's
heard.
a play, which obviously makes it different. You can't get into the minds
Right.
as well as as
Right.
in a novel. But yeah.
But I think you're right that you do, if you're a Harry Potter person, you do have to do it, because
Yeah.
you have to know.
It's worth the read.
Yeah.
The plot's a little bit out there,
Right.
I think.
I hear the actual play is fantastic.
And that's what I've heard. People who have actually given kind of a negative criticism of
Right.
the play in
Right.
paper form
Right.
have said the show
Right.
is amazing and
Right.
worth it.
Now, of course, the next thing in Harry Potter, again, not to take too much time, but is the Fantastical Beasts.
Yes.
And there's matching books that come with that.
Yes.
And those will be coming out, I think, in November.
Oh, really?
Right.
So-
They come out the day of the movie.
So there's probably basically a novel of the movie coming out.
Well, to be honest, I want to say I think it's a script again.
Oh, really?
And this one was written by J.K. Rowling, so
Okay.
that could be the difference, because that is one of the criticisms. It wasn't her voice,
Yeah.
even
Yeah.
though it was kind of her story. But so that will be coming. Harry Potter is very much alive and well.
Yep. That'll be good, because I
Yes.
think we talked about how characters are what draws
Right.
us to books.
Right.
And some of that was there in the lead characters in this
Right.
this play, but the main characters from the original
Mm-hmm.
series, like Ron, he was there for, he was just too Ron. It's like someone trying to write Ron
his-
versus
right.
really,
Right,
being
getting
Ron.
into Ron.
Yeah.
Well, you come by the store. We still have up, because I love it so much. We had what's called the Muggle Wall, and it's a big sheet of paper about why people love Harry Potter, and the things that people wrote on that. Some of them, they're just so wonderful. Like, I was a scared little bullied fifth grader or third grader, and then
Now
I
I'm a
read Harry
wizard.
Potter, and I loved him, and it made me be brave. And some of them are incredibly touching, and some of them are just really funny, and like, I am no Muggle, and stuff like that. But it's completely covered, and I just don't have the heart to take it down, because I love it so much.
That's awesome. You can read it at White Birch Books.
Yes.
All
So
right.
come by.
Anything we miss?
No, I don't think so.
We don't have time for it, even if we did.
No, I think we got it.
Laura Cummings from White Birch Books, right here in North Carolina Village. Make sure you check them out either online, but more importantly, walk into the store.
Come to the store.
North Carolina Village is such a fun place to shop and browse.
Yes.
And we shall see.